Welcome to Sparks of History, where world history and Jewish history meet. Today, we are extremely pleased to have with us award-winning author Steve Oney. Steve Oney attended the University of Georgia and Harvard University, where he was a Nieman Fellow. He has worked for many years as a staff writer for the Atlanta Journal-Constitution magazine and has contributed many articles to leading national publications across the world. Today, we will be discussing Mr. Oney's And the Dead Shall Rise, a nonfiction, fascinating accounting of the murder of Mary Phagan and the lynching of Leo Frank. And the Dead Shall Rise won the American Bar Association's Silver Gavel Award for best work on the nation's legal system. Also won the National Jewish Book Award for History, the Southern Book Critics Circle Prize for Best Nonfiction Book About the South, and the Georgia Historical Society's Malcolm and Muriel Bell Award. I can read all of the accolades here. It's a compelling, relentlessly preoccupying, packs a wallop on many levels, a grim and teeming ghost story. And as you can see, it's a thick book, extremely detailed, and I enjoyed reading it very much and urge all our listeners and viewers, as I did, to simply go onto Amazon. It's the click of a button. It comes straight to your house, hassle-free. Again, thank you very much for being with us today.
Well, thank you, Ari, and thank you for that, those generous words and that gracious plug. I appreciate it.
Pleasure. To start off, your background and how you became interested in the Leo Frank story.
I grew up in Atlanta, and I was always vaguely aware of the Leo Frank case, but never in any explicit way. However, in 1985, I interviewed an old gent named Alozno Mann, who had been Leo Frank's office boy back in 1913. Alonzo was a 14-year-old at that time. When I met him, he was in his mid-80s, and he was not well. And he had something on his conscience, which was, he said he had withheld a key piece of evidence about the murder of a child named Mary Phagan that Leo Frank was convicted of committing, and which led to this whole sad saga. So I wrote a long story for Esquire magazine based on Alozno Mann's late in life revelations. Alonzo said, essentially, that on the day Mary Phagan was murdered, the day Leo Frank allegedly seduced or attempted to seduce her and killed her, he saw something quite different, which was the key witness against Leo Frank toting Mary Phagan's body, and that this key witness said to Alonzo, who was a shy teenager, "Keep your mouth shut or I'll kill you." And Alonzo told family members and friends about this through the years, but by and large, never went public with it. But here late in his life, he went public. So I wrote this long piece for Esquire based on Alonzo's revelations, and that led me to doing what writers do. I cannibalized that article and turned it into a book proposal and sold it. And at the time, I thought I knew something about the Leo Frank case. I knew enough to write a long story for a magazine, but really I didn't know anything at all. The Leo Frank case is a deeply complicated, disturbing, confusing, murky series of mishaps and disasters, and I went into the deep end looking to get to the bottom of as many of them as I could.